I never lose. I only win. Can you show me how many pulls you have? Oh, huh, brother. You are about to be astonished, taken aback by the amount of pulls I've saved up. You ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. Tell me I'm not rolling in it, chat. Tell me I'm not rolling in it. uh, I mean, yeah, I guess Blade doesn't work as well with shielders. But then again, it would take forever for Blade to hit 1 HP. Actually, no, no, no. Because a lot of his HP consumptions are based off of max HP and not current HP. So, like, eventually he would get to 1. It'd just take a while. Yeah. So you probably want to run an actual healer on the team. In reality, I'm like re-looking at it, right? Because obviously, I made the video off of initial thoughts. I don't think removing the damage bonus actually changes like almost anything for the follow-up team, because on paper, Ashvale is probably like 10% weaker, and that's it. But they not only gave Blade like 75% damage bonus to himself, but he got better multipliers, and on top of this, um, what's it called? Oh, there was something else that also increased his damage. I don't remember. It's escaping me. But also, if their main DPS is actually supposed to be Avon and he is Elation, then he's probably going to do Elation damage, and Elation damage is unaffected by damage bonus. So, all in all, they barely nerfed the follow-up team, like at all, by removing the damage bonus. Barely nerfed it. But they buffed Acheron teams, and they increased his survivability with healers. Like, all in all, I genuinely think this is more of a buff than a nerf if you ignore the obviously overtuned E2, which is now kind of ass. You know? Like, that's the trade off. The E2 used to be generational to the point that it was game breaking. Now it's like one of the most mid E2s I've ever seen in my life. I'm quitting started in January for Fei Xiao. Blade's Fua buff locked in his E2. I don't want Blade to do DPS. I mean, I see you. Like, brother, this bait. Like, Fei Xiao is still getting buffed astronomically by Blade. Like, you guys need to understand, okay? Even before the current version of Blade, Ashvale, as the sub DPS on a Fei Xiao team, was doing more damage than Fei Xiao already. And Blade was close. Like, this changes nothing. Blade is slightly stronger. Ashvale is slightly weaker. Fei Xiao is slightly weaker. It barely changes anything. Locked out at 1 HP is a deal breaker. Blade is dead. Come on, Zulza. Are you about to make like an agenda post video talking about how he just got slaughtered or something? Someone did mention it hurts the synergy with preservation sustains, which I understand, but Did you see V3 HP inflation? Nope. I'm like immune to HP inflation. I don't even look at that shit. I just keep investing in one team and it just works. If the HP inflation hits too hard, we're getting E1S1 Hyacine for the Mono Rem in like 2 years when it starts to fall off. And then if Silverwolf feels the HP inflation, we're getting the E2 and we're getting Nihilux. It's over. Blade being a support slash debuffer doing DPS feels like a Hyacine situation. I mean, I've already mentioned this like a million times at this point. They had to make him this good so that people wouldn't just be like, yeah, let me just use Welt. You know, like outside of follow up and Acheron teams, like let me just use Welt instead. Because if they nerf his debuff capabilities and a lot of his general capability and damage, people are gonna be like, let me just use Welt. He has slow. He has universal damage bonus at 100%, which is better than what Blade has currently on his trace. Yeah, 40% defense shred, more than Blade, but no vulnerability. But like still, you are the saint of HSR. Okay, I like glaze, but after the first 5 minutes of the stream, we can already end it, man. I'm already getting sick of the glaze. I don't want people to rely on me ever again. Like, the idea of people relying on me for their HSR opinions does damage to my soul. Oh yeah, by the way, like, I know Himiko's design got leaked, but I can't post it, guys. Like, some people were asking me, like, dude, post it. I posted it for like half an hour just to be like safe as hell. And then I insta deleted that shit because Hoyo does not play when it comes to like genuine official designs getting leaked way earlier. Like, if it's text form, like, who cares? But Hoyo does not like the concept designs getting leaked and like anything official getting leaked. Yeah, exactly. But I will say, if you guys want my opinion, Himiko looks fantastic, genuinely. If that's like not fake, I don't think it is because we had Evernight leaks before. People thought it was fake, ended up being completely real, similar to that. It looks really, really good in my opinion. How the fuck does Himiko Kit even work if characters like Evernight count for the synergy? I mean, it's not necessarily that Evernight specifically synergizes with her. It's probably just, like an Acheron situation, right? Like every Nihility can help Acheron's trace, but not every Nihility is equally as good for Acheron, you know? Or like Herda's erudition. Like they're basically just bringing back those traces that Acheron and Herda had, where it's like one or two characters that are in this category, and you're now buffed or you're not nerfed. Either of the two. My guess is they'll probably go the Herda route, and she needs like one Astral Express member. I'm excited to get Blade. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I don't see him. I don't see him getting nerfed that much. He gets a 50% healing boost now too, which is interesting because like a lot of people assume they changed the HP scaling in his kit or whatever, so he wouldn't conflict in value with Sirene on a mono rem team. But even with the reduced HP consumption, with the now healing boost increase, I think like not much has changed in terms of him replacing Sirene and Cassie teams. So you can still use him as a Sirene replacement. Yeah, you can use RMC. RMC would count as like I'd assume just old versions, like those Astro Express members. He's a Sirene alternative, but not best in slot. Yeah, but he's like close enough is the point. Like before, the best competitor was like Tribby, and Sirene was beating Tribby by like 30%, 40%. But now it's like actually a lot closer, you know? And then, of course, I always talked about this. If you have to weigh the value of Blade or Sirene outside of a Cassie team, then Blade just kind of mops, which has always been my point. Like, if someone hasn't pulled Sirene yet, which is completely possible, she's legit only had one banner so far, not even a rerun. I mean, personally, I'd pick up Blade. Because Blade is just so much more universal. I can put that guy anywhere. V3 is out? Yeah, it came out like an hour ago. Or 2 hours ago. It depends on the team they want to put Sirene in. I mean, that's understandable, but I've already talked about this before. Like, at this point, half of the Chrysos Air teams do not have a desperate need for Sirene at all. Like, her entire existence is best in slot for Chrysos Airs. Half the teams don't necessarily need her in the slightest. Half the other teams do want her over any other option. Like, it's noticeable. So you want to pull for that. So, like, even if you've pulled, let's say, two teams, Mono Rem plus Dot, you could still get away without a Sirene easily by running triple Dot and Blade in the Cassie team. Which is my point. Like, there's a lot of people who would not need Sirene at all. It doesn't mean she's bad. It just means her value is worse than what it was prior to Blade release, prior to triple Dot getting buffed, prior to a lot of stuff. It's legit Anoxa, Aglaya, and My Day. Yeah. Yeah. Basically. There is like a high investment Evernight Sirene comp that is just ungodly for single target damage. But at base, yeah. Like Blade is good. He's really good. Once again, even if you don't consider Welt another big contributor to Blade being as strong as he is currently, in my opinion, is Nova Sparkle. That was definitely a big one. Because, like, well, at base, you can make the argument, like, he has strong buffs. Yeah, he's free, quite literally. But he's not blade level. But, like, Nova Sparkle does have that value of, like, a blade. Action Advance, insanely SP positive. Also the best buffing harmony in the entire game. And she was given for free. Like, I find it I found it unbelievable that he'd get nerfed. His general debuff capability. Because of Nova Sparkle. Did you see Zolza's video about your takes on Sirene? No, I don't watch Gacha CCs anymore. I stopped watching Gacha CCs like a while back. Probably like half a year ago. My entire recommended currently is like Valorant and NBA. Yeah. It's Valorant, NBA, Fortnite, and like a Wuthering Waves trailer. I mean, that's fine. People are. Listen, I'm a content creator. I have a decent following. People can criticize my opinions on characters if they want to. Like, I don't expect everybody to completely agree with me. I used to. Like, I used to be that delusional. I'm not that delusional anymore, you know? Once again, I don't think Sirene is bad. I have her on both of my main accounts, E2 on one of them. But I think it's just the truth that she's losing value as time goes on. I think she was a decent bait. Depending on your account situation, that can change. Which I've always talked about. The reason why I really hate, like, when people ask for general advice, like, yo, should I get this character? Should I get this team? A lot changes depending on the context of one's account and the characters they have. Like, a lot changes. Of, like, is this character worth it? Is this vertical investment worth it? Is this new team worth it over investing into my older team? So, depending on your account, yes, Irene could be a banger pickup. Like, Anoxa gets saved by Sirene. Okay? This isn't even an exaggeration. He gets saved from the depths of hell. And Sirene is an angel descending upon Earth to bring him to heaven. You know? Like, Sirene matters that much to Anoxa, in my opinion. But, like, not every character is like that. What is bro even on about? It's just true. Sirene's buff for Anoxa is just disgusting.
Now that everyone
I didn't mean to do this.
their appearance
No need
to keep further secrets
what you can.
as a spark
Must grow
to wildfire.
as an extra one of these.
Fantasy games
Shall receive all
of my authority more than 3 minutes.
to become
The true permanent
demon of elation. As such, it's time to revel in unabated joy.
Yo, where's the skip button, bro? Where's the skip button? Come on! Thank you. Get me out of there. Oh wait, I never finished the last quest? Oh. Oh, so that wasn't the beginning of a new one. Later. Wait, does this mean I can do one more pull and attempt to get E1? I didn't get it. Kind of shocked they didn't kill Blade as a general support. I mean, there's just no reason to, is the thing. It's like, why? You don't really accomplish anything. In fact, you just make yourself make less money for absolutely no reason by nerfing Blade's like general value. So it's like, why? Why would they even do it? Yeah, Sirene gives I think Sirene's buff for non-Chrysos heirs is only like 50% damage bonus now. Like, it's so weak. It's like so bad. Literally, the only time you use Sirene usually outside of non-Chrysos heir teams is for ultimate characters. And that's because ultimate characters legit have zero support. Like, there's no competition against Sirene. Because, like, they just don't exist. Oh, no. It's 40% damage bonus. Not 50%. My bad. It's even worse. Jesus. Sirene at high enough investment is best in slot in every team. This has to be like, it's because of her E6, right? Yeah. Robin ult. Defense down by 20%. Ally action advanced by 24%. And then also, she probably has the highest personal damage of a support in the game. Like, I've always said, the main winners of Sirene fans are the ones who are like playing her as a DPS or trying to get damage out of her. I've been saying this since the beginning because her damage output is like abnormally high for a support at like higher levels of investment. Not A0, but higher levels. She wheelchairs even that dog Silverwolf to clear in less AV, but I don't count that clear because it's wheelchair. Yo, what is this hatred against Sylvie? Just wait till Nihilux. I've been saying, Zolza. I think, I could be wrong, you have the opinion that Mono Rem can never get power crept at high verticals. Nihilux is going to change everything for this Elation team. Nihilux is actually going to be like a Dahlia level game changer for this Elation team, and everybody is going to be taken aback. Because they do not seem afraid to make some stupidly broken new characters to like buff certain archetypes. I would not be surprised if they just went all out for Elation on that last piece. .7. I mean, the longer the character takes to release, the more likely they are to be a significant buff. Right? It's like the same thing with Sirene. Everybody was like, oh my god, Look at Cassie, you know, so mid. She's even with Phanon. She's getting beaten by Evernight. Dot can now be better in some scenarios. Anoxa's also popping off in his best clears. Everybody's even. It's an even playing ground. There's no favoritism, right? Hooray, hooray, hoyo. And then Sirene release. GG. Nobody called Cassie mid? Oh, Zolza. The experience I had when Cassie was first releasing was disgusting. Maybe not on your end, but my god. The amount of videos I had to make around like Cassie's official release at the time to try and tell people like, bro, just wait a patch or two. She's definitely gonna get more best in slot teammates and she'll be stronger. And then when she did get Hyacine, people were still complaining because it's like, oh, Acheron when she first released, she completely power crept the game. She didn't even need Jiaoqiu at the time. Meanwhile, Cassie with Hyacine, she's not like massively power creeping the game. So like fans of hers were losing their minds that like, oh, she might not be as good as Acheron. I had to deal with a bunch of shit like that. Did you see the leak of main DPS Nihilux? If Nihilux is a main DPS and this Elation team is finished, I genuinely like, I'll drop the Elation agenda. Monorem got it. I don't know. Like, this Elation team just needs another piece. And I feel like Nihilux just makes the most sense. If she's a main DPS and this team doesn't get another buff, it's going to be pretty sickening. I don't know what Doom posters were saying. Yeah, that's what I was... I mean, nah, even these days I still deal with a lot of Doom posty stuff. Back then it was really bad, though. It was way worse in Ampho. Early Ampho, I should say. Phanon... I was gonna say Phanon is the dumbest case of Doom posting I've ever experienced, but like Zulza high key is also a Phanon Doom poster. Not even low key, like high key. Phanon is dog shit. Agree to disagree, Zulza. Agree to disagree. That's my goat. Is SP Blade a dedicated Acheron support now instead of being a generalist? Yeah, he's brick generally now. Like, completely nerfed. Dusted. He's only useful for Acheron buff. MOC Merchant, useless in 2 modes, not even best in MOC, needs E2. That's Phanon, basically. I mean, I will admit, his performance in APOC and Pure Fiction without his E2 is something. You know? It's, it's something. But in my opinion, it doesn't matter because he's probably going to be one of the first air DPSs to get Nova flared anyways. In fact, I place my bets on the fact that he's the first. I think he's going to be the first among the air DPSs to get buffed, like Firefly. So his base kit issues will probably have a lot less issues in the future anyway. He is kind of an MOC merchant, though. That applies to, like, basically every single bounce damage dealer after enough time has passed. Before you guys start saying, oh, Cassie, because Exploding Dragon is a bounce attack, okay? Cassie is the exception. That's the exception. Mainly AoE damage anyways. We're not counting Cassie here. Nova, Flare, Phanon before Acheron. I mean, if some rumored leaks we got a little bit ago are true, I mean, the Acheron fans are going to get her SP anyways in version 5. So, hey. Do you see Genshin getting mass review bombed again? No. I don't play Genshin, dude. Ceridra's in a better place than Phanon. Phanon, I've always said this, has the advantage of... Okay. If you're a fan of Phanon and you don't care about his best-in-slot teammates, he is the best Chrysos air DPS among all of them. Because his E2 is so strong, and the way his kit works, being so easily able to be, you know, buffed by anyone. When you look at, like, low-cost clears for someone, he is legit the only air DPS who doesn't have an entire team of best-in-slots for a lot of his clears. Like, he's the only one that can actually stand on his own 2 feet without his best-in-slots against some endgame content. At E2, though, I will say, it is E2, but, like, it's still something. Phanon can't function without Ceridra even at E2. Ceridra will probably get indirectly power crept at some point. Actually, Ceridra is one of the more likely air supports to get buffed first. So they probably just fix most of Ceridra's issues. Yeah. Yeah. 7 cost Saber versus 7 cost Phanon, both 4-star teammates. Saber stomps him hard. I'm gonna be honest, Zolza. I find that absolutely unbelievable. I could be wrong. But that sounds so, like, unbelievable to me. Oh, wait, 7 cost. Oh! 7 cost. E6. Yes. Phanon's E6 is dog shit, bro. Saber's E6 is one of the best in the game because of the insta refill. Even then, I'd still say Phanon is stronger. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, like Phanon's S5 in terms of pure damage output somehow outscales going to his E6. But, like, I've talked about it before. The E6 is better just because of the way the true damage mechanic works in a lot of content. Himeko SP will be an emanator of Trailblaze, which is why she has the Trailblaze members passives like other emanators. It only makes sense for it to be her, to be honest. Himeko is a Trailblaze emanator. Huh. That's a cool theory. Is this a spoiler? No, it's just a theory. There's, like, absolutely nothing about that. Then why is she Air Edition? I mean, I doubt they want to introduce a new playable... two new playable paths in one version. Like, quite often, in-game path does not equal actual lore path. Or sorry, playable path in this game. Happens decently often. People usually say they don't care about vert, but when I look at their account, it's 50 cost spread out. I mean, yeah, Zolza, like everybody has their own definitions of these things, anyways. Like, one person thinks low cost is literally the character and just 4-star teammates with no Lycone. Another person considers low cost as like no Eidolon investment and that's it. Or like, I've seen some other people be like vehemently against Eidolons no matter what. So like they don't care if an entire team is E0 S1. If a more optimal investment team with Eidolons on it, it's like half the cost, like they still don't care. They just don't go for Eidolons. It's like you can't really understand everyone, unfortunately. I'm saying this from personal experience all the time. Low cost is 4 cost or lower. Low cost is like 6 or 7. There you go. Like instantly two contradictory statements from different people who have different opinions. 14 cost is standard. 14 cost is standard is crazy. Jeez.
Talent's maxed out. Firing on all
16 cost bare minimum. Full E2 team. Wow. But yeah. Low cost is 3 cost like E2 Fey. What would I say is low cost? I think I'd be on that ballpark as well. I'd say low cost is 3. Yeah, probably 3 or 4. Um, medium 6 plus, and then like high is probably 8 or 9 plus. And then anything above that I'd probably consider whale. Like my 10 cost monorem. Is MOC even relevant anymore? I mean, to me, like, I'm one of the few content creators, and I imagine, especially creators who speak about meta, who literally just doesn't even give a single look at Anon. Like, I'm probably one of the few that just doesn't give a shit about it at all. So it just depends. Anon is such like dog shit shill. Incredible HP inflation as of late, with such useless rewards that I just can't take it seriously. Now, to be fair, I also understand, like, to a lot of people, MOC may be too easy. I literally put my shit on auto with my Silver Wolf team and my Mono Rem team, and I almost got an auto 0 cycle. Kafka had like 7% HP, man. Unfortunate. I'm washed, I guess. But yeah, MOC on a well invested in account is just way too easy for like the good players, I imagine. Like if my auto battle is doing that, yeah. Someone who's actually like optimizing the gameplay, even at lower cost, would still get the same thing. Skill issue in the AI? No, actually it was. the AI, like, okay, the AI quite often just instantly spams Yao Guang's ult the second it's up. If it was delayed a little longer, I could have used Yao Guang ult to get a Silver Wolf Elation skill off while she was in her ult in hand state, and then Kafka would have just died. But at the time, I'm like eating a grilled cheese, watching a tournament, so I just let it ride, bro. A one cycle is gonna be a one cycle. I'm not gonna do anything about it. You have E2? Silver Wolf? No. E0S1 with E1S1 Yao Guang. Imagine being victimized by a fraud boss. Chill, chill. I haven't been playing HSR that much lately. Just gacha in general. Like, look at this. I've done nothing. And I skipped 4.1 on this account completely. Otherwise, I would have probably been able to get like E2 Sylvie, at least E1. Would you be mad if Rebecca and Lucy kind of need each other to really excel? I mean, mad? No. Disappointed, yeah. Because the thing, for me to be mad, it would have to be like a surprising thing. Like, oh, Kuro, I thought you were better than that, man. But like, I fully expect Kuro to give Rebecca for free as a gateway into getting Lucy, who probably completes the team. Like, I just, it would not be surprising in the slightest. So it would be disappointing, but I wouldn't be mad because I kind of expect it. Why aren't you doing it now? Because I prefer to procrastinate and chat with my chat about things I care about more. Because pulling new characters on this account is kind of useless at this point, since I can already clear everything. It's like, why would I force myself to do events I know I don't care about and it's just going to spoil my mood when I don't need to do these events? Like, there's no point. Nihilux probably won't come out until near the end of the version, more than half a year from now. And same goes for a Silver Wolf rerun. So I have the next half year to re-pick up the pace whenever I want and get the Eidolons on Silver Wolf and Nihilux. I don't really need to stress that much. When Archer released, they released a Sparkle banner and we had to pull her for Archer to not be mid. I used one, Sparkle was already released in the game. Two, Sparkle is completely free to most players now because of the 4.0 selector. But also, Archer was still able to be used with just Sunday and a lot of 4-star supports. Like, when he first released, like, let's say you make the argument, like, these days it feels like he's more reliant on Sparkle and like his old one-cost teams don't shred like they used to. The reality is that once the power creep hit hard enough to hurt a one-cost Archer, they already gave you a free Sparkle. So, as far as I'm aware, Wuwa isn't going to give me a free Lucy in 4 patches or 5 patches. Like, that shit's gone. It's gone. There's no rerun banner. There's no free. There's no probably in the shop. Like, she's gone after 3.4. open world is shit unless the game is Enfield. I mean, I guess. At the end of the day, things are personal preference. I've come to realize that as I got older. I shouldn't just call everything I don't like shit, because what I think is shit, someone else loves. Like someone, I know someone out there just absolutely loves the WoW open world. And the same way, like, a lot of WoW players don't understand how people can keep playing it, but a ton of Genshin people are like, oh, I fucking love the open world. Like, it's so unique, so fresh. Same thing. But yeah, I am definitely someone who is really sick of open world gachas. Like, I don't even try to hide it. Genuinely, is just my head gets a headache so quickly on open world gachas these days. And yes, you can say I've been conditioned by HSR. So what? I mean, this is like the convenience game. It's hard to not be conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go make a grilled cheese, I can go make bacon and eggs, glass of milk, and my dailies are done. I didn't have to do anything. The optimization is great on mobile. Auto, don't even need to look at the screen. What happened to Enfield? That shit died. Another one bites the dust to Woowa. I'm pretty sure Enfield made more money than Woowa recently, no? I don't think it's dead. Gotcha revenue chart. I never look at this shit, bro. Okay, let me see. March 2026. Yeah. Enfield made 22 million. Zenless 16. Wuthering Waves 11 million. So Enfield made more than double of what Woowa made last month. Wait, no. 2 months ago. My bad. I mean, yeah, comparing gacha revenue is dumb in most cases, but if you're accusing another game of being dead, yet it's making more money than the one you're currently playing, then that's like one of the few cases where gacha revenue actually helps to get like a glimpse into like popularity and the game thriving. But yes, in most case scenarios, the way the revenue charts are used for like gacha tribalism, it's just stupid. It's genuinely stupid. It's actually crazy how like Hoyo games have conditioned people to think that if a gacha game is making like single digit millions per month, it's like dying. Because they're so used to seeing like 20, 30, 40 millions from like HSR and Genshin. It's fallen off in terms of popularity. I mean, everything falls off in terms of popularity after an initial release, unless they have a big patch. So, you're glazing Woowa when they're literally on their anniversary right now, and the Cyberpunk collab just got teased and is in the next patch. Woowa hasn't been this hype since arguably probably Renacida. Meanwhile, Enfield is just going through the motions. Because the game just released. Like, Woowa also had a pretty serious die down in hype in their first couple patches, which was a big reason why they even gave Zheng Liao for free in the first place. They didn't give Zheng Liao for free out of like, oh, thanks for the support, guys. It was like, yo, please keep playing this game. Like, we're losing a ton of players right now until Renacida came out. Ameth animations ended most of the gacha animations on the market. I mean, yeah, they're good. But it's like, what does a character's animations have to do with a game's ability to thrive? I'm confused. Genshin's animations are 10 times worse than Wuwa's, yet they thrive like 5 times better than Wuwa. Like, when did we go from your game is dying to my game has a character with better animations? Ameth patch was very hyped. I mean, yeah, she's basically a Senrez equivalent. It's like no different to 1.4 Miyabi patch in ZZZ. It's not an Annie, but Void Hunter. So, wow, massive fucking sales for Mia Ball. Massive hype increase. Players join the game. They love Mia Ball. It's like kind of similar. You said last time it was hype, it was Renacida. No, I said the last time it was this hype was Renacida. When talking about Annie plus collab patch. Like, sure, a lot of people liked Ameth and they liked the Ameth story, but like, I did not see like that much hype around 3.3. I see way more hype on Annie and collab patch, which is reminiscent to the hype for Renacida. Like, that's the closest. Ameth you could put in like 3rd place. Hiyuki didn't grab people like Amy did. Yeah. I mean, Ameth had better sales than Hiyuki, I'm pretty sure. Now, yes, I will say, it should be considered, Wuwa's first spending event ever was on Ameth's patch. So, a lot of people just automatically spent because of that. But I do still think that Ameth is more popular than Hiyuki. Why do you like doing cardio in game? Because I spend most of my streams interacting with chat and nothing else. This is just kind of like background for whatever. It's not like I have any good gameplay for you guys to be in awe of. And I don't exactly have the energy to force myself to do the events. What do you think about the NTE AI thing? I'm gonna be honest. NTE having AI, they definitely made it more blatant than some of these other mainstream gotchas. But the thing is, according to NTE, and they clarified this, they actually did openly admit to using AI as placeholders until later on in the game's lifespan they could replace it with something original, because they're just trying to get the game out as quick as possible. I'm pretty sure a majority of the mainstream gotchas use AI, even if they don't explicitly state it. But a lot of people just don't care. So it's not that I don't hate AI, but it's one of those things where I feel like it's a little hypocritical, and I feel like people are overreacting just so they can hate NTE. Like I do not fuck with NTE just generally. I'm gonna be honest. Um, it doesn't seem like the game for me. I already told you guys I don't fuck with open world shit. But the AI of all things to be like the end all be all for a lot of people is like kind of weird to me, because there's so many of these mainstream gotchas that use AI, whether they admit it or not. When are you starting ZZZ again, bro? When I get Sunbringer. When it's confirmed Sunbringer is soon. But yeah, that's all I think. AI sucks, but I just think it's a little hypocritical. Like the community of people being like, "Oh, this game, it's terrible, it's disgusting, it's unforgivable for this." But a lot of people have probably played games that used AI, right? I'd say one of the best examples outside of gotchas, Expedition 33. I mean, that shit won some of the most awards I've ever seen in my life. And people had zero clue that shit had any type of AI assets temporarily at all. So it's basically this kind of the same thing between Claire, Obscure, and NTE. They both had AI assets that they planned to replace at some point with original pieces. But, you know, one isn't winning 6 awards. Are you pulling any later 4.x units? Nihilux, just anyone who synergizes with Silverwolf. Like, uh, end all be all. Like, if Nihilux isn't, and it's Pearl, or if it isn't Pearl and it's someone else I'm not aware of, anyone that busts the Silverwolf team, I'd be pulling on. They weren't planning to replace the ones in NTE. I did see that they came out with a statement, and unless that statement was wrong or mistranslated, they did state that some parts were temporarily that way because they didn't have anything else to work with, but that they planned to change it in the future. The same thing that Expedition 33 was doing. Like, maybe that statement is fake, mistranslated wrong, but from what I saw, that's exactly what they said. The NTE devs lied, that's the problem. I don't think they lied, though. Like, if you're talking about the Iron Mouse situation, like, they already stated that they were, like, this was open. Like, people found out that they already openly stated that they used AI in some parts of their game because they had to clarify after the Iron Mouse thing. So it's either the game company is literally lying after getting caught, or they're telling the truth and it's the creators who are lying. And I'm just going to be honest, it is much more likely that the creators were over exaggerating to save their own hide and make themselves look better. Because that's just the case a lot of the time. People will lie if it makes them look better, especially if you're a big ass creator. You see the 4.3 AA shield? Nope, because I never play AA. I am safe from the death grip that is anomaly arbitration. Oh yeah, I saw that tweet comparing one of the NPCs in the Fate story to the actual playable character. Like, dude, the thing is, like okay, the model of Rebecca and Lucy from Wua does look better than the playable Fate characters. But then they ruin their own reliability and credibility by bringing up legit a random ass NPC instead of the actual playable characters. Like, you just had to dig your own grave. I don't get it. I think what happened is NTE hired a third party to give out sponsorships to creators, and the third party lied or was misinformed about the game's use of AI. Yeah, that's possible. I don't know. I can't speak about sponsorships because I've literally never taken one in my life. I don't know how that shit works. So, I'm not going to pretend to be knowledgeable on the way sponsorships work for creators. I didn't like HSR's Archer model. Yeah, a lot of people. That's like the main one they were complaining about when the fake collab came around. They were like, "Oh, why does Archer look like this?" So like, you could have just done that. You could have put Archer's model, and then like Lucy or Rebecca's have been like, "Yeah, I like Lucy and Rebecca's better," which is fine. Like, it's understandable. Saber's fire. Yeah, a lot of people like Saber's model. In fact, like I've seen more praise about the change to like Saber's outfit in the HSR version than I have seen like negativity. Like a lot of people praise Saber. Blade might be Himiko best in slot. Um, Possible. Yeah, possible. Yeah, because I do feel like, listen, I knew Blade was gonna be like a Cypher 2.0. I knew he was gonna be an Acheron buff, but now that they're prefacing ultimate damage at the face of his kit and his value instead of both follow up, it makes me think, is he gonna get a new DPS that he can support who does ultimate damage? And the current most likely scenario of this is Himiko. And the only reason I'm even considering this is because of the fact that during V4, HSR has really liked selling teammates before the DPS releases. You know, if this was any other version, I wouldn't consider it. But because it's V4, the wave they sold the follow up team, the wave they sold the Elation team, I can 100% see Blade being both a Himiko teammate and a follow up teammate.
Talent's maxed out. Firing on all cylinders.
I bet we getting Welt SP. I don't know. That would be cool. You think her team will be... Wait, actually, I don't know, man. Because then there are leaks of like Himiko's best team on release is supposed to use Sunday or something. Which doesn't make sense. Because Blade is just... Like, there's just no world you wouldn't use Blade over Sunday. Unless there's a gimmick restricting Blade from being best in slot. Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna backtrack on that. Sunday buff? Supposedly the Sunday buff got changed / removed. Don't know how reliable that is. Because apparently people complaining about Firefly getting buffed too much, like that made them change the Sunday buff. But like that doesn't make sense. Because now there are some people saying like, oh, Ling Sha and Fugue are gonna get a Nova. Like if Sunday isn't getting buffed anymore because Sunday's supposedly too strong in the meta and they learned from Firefly, why the fuck would they buff Firefly again? Doesn't even make sense. We'll see. We'll see. Himiko beta in I don't know how long. Maybe a month from now. We'll know a month from now then. Do you think Hoyo will drop Fate Part 2 this year, or is it all fake leaks? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because there are some leakers who keep teasing the fact that they still think Fate collab is going to happen, but there's absolutely nothing about it. So my last and final guess, if Fate collab is truly happening in like the next few patches, they'd announce it on the 4.4 live stream, because it would be similar to when they've on the 3.4 live stream they reintroduced the Fate collab characters that are releasing, and they introduced the Archer Lycone event. So that's like the last stand. But like even then, like I just wouldn't put my hopes up. In my opinion, I really just wouldn't put your hopes up. It's weird. And then you have Luna. Can't tell if she's trolling or not. She's making a meme about how Gilgamesh is going to take Archer's place as the new best free character. Like, come on, dude. Just be straightforward. Stop trolling. Do you think Rin would be a Herta sub DPS? No. Rin, no. No. No one from this version is going to be a dedicated support for Herta at all. But Herta will probably get a Nova Flare, so. She'll be one of the first 3.x characters to get a Nova, probably. Or DPSs. I think her and Phanon are the most likely. For like the first candidates to get buffed. I just emptied a 1.25 liter Coke bottle. Am I fat? I mean, that's a decent amount of calories if that isn't diet or zero. Basically chug like 700 calories. Do you think Himiko will transform or create a domain expansion with her ult? I mean, she'll probably have a transformation. I don't know. I feel like all main pushes these days have a transformation. Well, I guess not Cassie. I mean, she does get an upgrade technically, but it's like huge dragon and not her outfit or anything. But assuming Himiko doesn't have any like ally gimmick, then yeah, she's probably gonna have a transformation. Like that's just a thing. Phaedon has a transformation, Sirene has a transformation, Silverwolf has a transformation. They love the transformations on the main pushes. Acheron has one, Firefly has one. Fei Xiao, semi. Not really, but like, it's more subtle on Fei Xiao. Sirene? Yeah, Sirene. I mean, Nihilux was already leaked to have a transformation, possibly. Why don't you think Herta's a main push? I mean, there's been 3 main pushes consistently per version. And the 3 main pushes from V3 all had special gacha animations and got highly special treatment in many aspects that Herta didn't. This applies to Cassie, Phaenon, and Sirene. Saying the Herta was a main push is like saying Sparksy was a main push. Like, they both get special treatment from the game because they're more popular than the rest of the original characters, but they aren't main push exactly. They're just like main spotlight of that patch. No, the Herta did get some decent shilling with like Tribi and Anaxa. But the thing is, at the beginning of V3, and for the majority of V2, like, characters made to specifically buff a DPS have been mid. You have Jiaoqiu, you have Fugue, you have, what's it called? Obviously Anaxa, right? Like, it, they were really bad at it, I'm gonna be honest. To be honest, pre-Evernight, they struggled a lot on making like really good dedicated supports. Like it was only until recently where they finally got the formula down for like making certain characters like must pulls and elevating character performances. Non-main pushes don't get dedicated supports, but Herta got Tribi. Yes, but Tribi is also highly generalist. Like Tribi is like a Donhung PT situation. You could argue that Donhung PT was made for like technically like more than half the cast in the game, and in especially some pure fiction scenarios, Donhung PT is like more synergistic with Anoxa than they are with Phanon. It's like the same thing with Triby. And then Anoxa is basically his own main DPS. Like, if you look at the follow-up team, Avon isn't a main push. Ashvale isn't a main push. Blade isn't a main push. But are you now going to say that Avon is a main push because he got Ashvale and he got Blade? No. You're not going to say that. They're just building a follow-up team. It doesn't mean that the follow-up team is main push, though. Or that the DPS of the follow-up team is main push. Name me a non-main push who got a pre-sale or after sale. I just said it. This follow-up team. None of them are main pushes. What am I supposed to say? You could also make the argument for the dot team. No one on the dot team is a main push. Are we going to say that Nihilux is a main push or like Kafka is a main push? Once again, similar to Herda, Kafka is an original character of the game who is incredibly loved and hyped, so she gets more spotlight, but she's not a main push. Kafka is popular, yeah, but she's not a main push. Like, that's the point. Like, maybe a future Kafka SP is a main push, but not the current one. You could also be like Dill. Dill was probably a 1.x main push, and he didn't even get like supports. Like, he had to wait till Sparkle and like 2.0 Penacony. And even then, like, Sparkle at that time, pre-Nova, was kind of released for Mono Quantum shit. So it's even questionable then. In 1.x, like, most characters didn't get teammates support because it's the beginning of the game. I actually have a video coming out on this soon. People who take the first year of a gacha for granted and start comparing its health meta-wise to like 3+ year old games are delusional. It's like the worst thing you can ever do in terms of like bad aging takes. Because the first year of a gacha game, they're not focused about power creep. They're not focused about like making niche teams. They're just focused on getting the blueprints down and generalist supports and DPSs that can clear shit. And then it's usually the second year when they go into the niche route or start dipping their toes in it, the power creep route. Yeah, the holy voice crack. The oldest FUA team did have Ratio on it. I don't know if I'd exactly call Ratio a main push. Like, there's many examples of teams getting like best in slot teammates, but the DPS just isn't a main push. They could be popular, but being popular does not equal main push at all. This is the same thing I just mentioned with like Sparksy. Sparkle is one of the most popular characters in the entire game. Definitely generates some of the most memes for them too, but not a main push. Was Robin a main push? No. The version 2 main pushes were Acheron, Firefly, and Fei Shao. When was the last ratio banner? I think 3.1 or 3.2. It's one of the two. I think either 3.1 or 3.2 he reran. Yeah. That doesn't count. I mean, like, dude, how many times are you gonna ignore? Like, I'm not interested in playing this gymnastics. Do you think a character could ever be double Nova Flared? I feel like they would have already re-Nova Flared Jingliu at this point if that was the case. The ratio argument is bullshit. Yes, but you're now harping on the ratio comment and not the other like 2 or 3 examples I brought up because it's the only thing that you can actually attack. Which is my point. This is just a useless conversation if it's just going to keep going in circles of me bringing up examples. But then you're like, oh, but this happened and it wasn't exactly the same. So I'm going to keep believing what I believe in. Like, it doesn't go anywhere. Can you do some cardio with Yao? Sure. Must hurt. High heels. I mean, like, once again, Summer, you clearly just want to believe what you want to believe. You originally went from this applies to no other character to this only applies to 2 characters. And then if there were 4, you'd be like, oh, it's only these 4. A lot of others still. But, like, that's the point. Like, Thirda isn't a main push, man. Thirda was only 2 patches off of Cassie. You cannot convince me that a 2 patch difference makes the difference in shilling that those 2 got, on top of not having a gotcha animation like the other 3 did. Plus, a version usually only has 3 main pushes. So if you assume Third is a main push, then technically there's 4 in version 3. Which doesn't really follow what this game does. Two patches is the difference between Phenon and Cassie, though? Yeah, and what about it? They both got shield teammates. They both got gotcha animations. They both got insane special treatment in terms of advertisement. Like, this is my point. Like, Thirda is missing quite a few boxes to, like, match anywhere near the lover shilling that the main pushes got in V3 of Sirene, Phanon, and Cassie. Who do you think will be the main pushes of 4.x? Well, we already know two of them. One is Silverwolf, one is Himiko. The last one, probably Nihilux. My guess. I'd say it's probably Nihilux. I don't think Blade is for Himiko. I mean, Herta's popular. Wasn't it like leaked by Anon that Herta was in like the top 3 of people who like chose her on the Annie letter? So like she's popular. Hoyo's gonna see that and definitely give her more love in the future. Like she could end up being a main push at some point, to be honest. Like she is popular enough for that. Number 1 was Sirene, second was Phanon, and third was Herta. Yeah. That's what it was. Nihilux doesn't feel as special as Sirene or Sunday. I mean, brother, she's like probably at the end of the version. We're still in 4.2. Chillax. We still got... People were saying the same thing about Sirene, by the way. Like, up till like 4.3, 4.4, or sorry, 3.4, 3.3, people were like, oh, I have no clue how they're going to sell me on Sirene in like the next 2 patches. Like, what the fuck are they going to do? I feel like she hasn't been built up at all. But then people love Sirene anyways. Alright, chat. I'm gonna end the stream here. It's 8 in the morning. I don't even know why I'm awake at this time. I just thought it'd be fun to make a stream because of the V3. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Blade didn't get nerfed. W. And peace out.